What is up? Another day of training. Another day on, what am I calling this? Second half? These things seem like good ideas in the moment, and then I question after. So, second half, heading up to 40, coming up August 31. On the quest to continue to, if not get better, at least not start slipping. So, one thing I try and do every week is a little bit of Olympic lifting. So today I was doing some snatching, which I've really come to enjoy over the last 2, 3, 4 years, however long it's been, of me playing around in the garage. I think I've slowly gotten better at these. I got a lot of work to do mobility-wise, but yeah, it's coming along. In theory, that bar is supposed to be going straight up and down, and it seems to be going in a little bit of a zigzag movement, but that is okay. We are working on it. My best on this, and it hasn't moved in years, is 125 pounds on the snatch. This day I went for 115, and I missed that. But it is what it is. Here's the miss right here, I think. So, but see, like, it's just, I don't have any confidence to sneak underneath the bar. And that also has to do with mobility. So it's a process. So after I worked up to something quote unquote heavy for me, then I did this 10-minute EMOM every minute on the minute. I did 3 snatches at 95 pounds. And this is a little montage of a handful of them there. I have multiple issues with these snatches. And most all has to do with mobility and strength and general ability. I can't sit down in the bottom of a squat with my arms overhead very well, and so it prevents me from really committing to ducking underneath. So that's one issue that I tend to have. My head positioning is getting better. The bar is sitting behind my head now, but you'll notice my elbows hardly seem like they're bent, or hardly seem like they're straight. And partially, I don't know if I just need to press harder to lock it out, but my arms are also quite long, and you can see my hands are right at the ends of the bar. So in theory, my elbows should be straight there. But anyway, so onto the cold tub after this. It's amazing how quickly my body has adjusted to being able to handle this water. I only started going in at this temperature around 39 degrees a week ago. Before that, I didn't have the water chiller, so the water temperature would fluctuate, but it was more in the 50, 55 degree temperature range. And once I put the chiller in line last weekend, brought her down to about 39 plus or minus a degree, which was quite surprising, my first time. But I've been surprised to find that it's pretty manageable now that I've been in it a few times. Being able to speak without shivering, almost right from the start. I remember being in here at 50 some degrees one day and getting chilled and thinking that I could not imagine going in at 39 with the water pump circulating the water a little bit. So it's just kind of impressive or interesting how the body can adjust. Been talking this whole time. I think I'm coming up on 2 minutes. I'll probably stay there. I sort of hit a point around the 2-minute mark where it's kind of ride or die. It's kind of hurting, but if I just chill out for another 30 seconds or a minute, it kind of passes and can easily get to the 5-minute mark, and really from there, you just sort of settle into the zone, I think. So today, 2 and a bit minutes is more than fine. So then I think this was the next day. I got to my back squat progression again,
which I think this is the 4th week in a row. But to start that out, I usually like to do these. Shout out knees over toes guy, Ben Patrick, the ATG Split Squat. I have been doing these probably almost every training day for well over 2 years now, maybe 3 years. The idea here is just putting the hip flexor into full flexion. Anyway, stretching out the hip flexor, shoving that knee over the toe in the front leg there, which is gaining ankle mobility. And then also doing it with load is continuing the active stretch of really engaging that hip flexor as you're stretching in the bottom there, and then engaging the quad, mostly specifically the lower quad, the VMO, as you're pressing back up. And so having a little bit of load is nice. And so these are fun. This is one that I sucked at, and I kept chipping away at, and I ended up getting like half decent. You can see I have a tripod set up in the top right corner there. Hitting record is really important, and when you don't do that, you don't have any of the footage, it turns out. So anyway, I did not record my deadlift session here, but before I back squat, if I can do the ATG split squat, and if I can also get some deadlifting in, it really helps my mobility, I find. So I here just did for 5 rounds every 90 seconds. I just did 10 deadlifts at 135. And I kind of biased the hamstring there, so they were more kind of RDL style. Because I just find I need to really stretch out my hamstrings when I'm back squatting. And I'm actually pretty happy with how that looks there. So this is, speaking of shout outs, Craig RIchey over there in the UK. This is a back squat progression that I saw him doing. And so it starts out, it's kind of complicated at first, but it starts out with tempo pause back squats, 5-second descent, 3-second pause in the bottom, and we're using really low percentage weights. I can't remember what percentages I started with, but I've just been adding 5 pounds every week and kind of progressing that way. And so with the 5-second what's it called? Tempo. With the 5-second descent and the 3-second pause in the bottom, you're doing one set of 5 at a certain weight, and then I'm going up, and I'm doing a set of 4, and so I'm adding 25 pounds each set, and then I'm adding another 25 pounds, and I'm doing a set of 3. And then once I complete that, then I am basically resetting, ditching the 3-second pause, and it's just 5 seconds down. And then repeating that rep scheme, a set of 5, a set of 4, a set of 3. And then finally we reset again, and we just do normal back squats, a set of 5, a set of 4, a set of 3, and then I add in a set of 2 and a set of 1. So these are really fun, I find. They get hard quick because you're dealing with such light weight, but you only get 1 or 2 reps in with that 5-second descent, and it really starts adding up, and you start kind of thinking, this might get a little more squirrely than anticipated. But the positioning gets so strong by the time you get to just the basic normal back squats. You just feel like you're sitting in the bottom, it's just excellent. It just feels great. So this is something that I think I'm going to continue doing for, I don't know, at least another 4 weeks. We'll see how long I can progress. I'm going to hit a roadblock here at some point, somewhat soon. But I think I can probably do this for another 4 weeks, I would say. But look at that positioning. Look how nice and strong you feel as you're going down. And then here we're just doing the regular back squats, a set of 5 at 140, a set of 4 at I think 165, a set of 3 at 190, a set of 2 at 205, and then I finished again with 215 for a set of 1. That's 3 weeks in a row that I've touched 215. 225 is just sitting out there, but I just haven't felt like I had it, so I haven't gone for it again. But I definitely will be touching that again here real soon. What's this, 190? Yeah. So I'm sort of just leaving it out there, but I want to be back to just consistently hitting that as sort of a training max, and I think I will be soon. It's just been a while, and you see my stinking left hip shoots out to the right just there on the way up. And I don't know if I've always been doing that or if this is a new thing. I kind of have a feeling I've been doing that for a long time, but I do not like that. And it goes more, yeah, it's gross. But I can do the load, but it's something doesn't seem right. It's just not right. It's something I need to be working on. More on this in a future video, but this is my last time going for a soak in this tub before I said goodbye to it. And now it's time for me to build another one. Anyway, so that was a couple of good training days. I think this is the 4th video now. So far so good. Catch you in the next one.